Hey, still doing the 2013 stuff. Now we're on to the Divas division. We began this year with Eve Torres, who would have been fantastic to pick for Wonder Woman. Just putting that out there. She lost to Caitlyn. Caitlyn then went on to have a pretty good feud with AJ. Not a big fan of the fat Caitlyn jokes, but the AJ putting on the man arms and then making fun of Caitlyn was some pretty solid stuff. AJ became champion way back in June in Chicago, because that's where titles should change hands in Chicago. And has been champion ever since. AJ has had some decent matches with Brie Bella, Natalya, Caitlyn, but the Divas division really kind of took a nosedive for the majority of the year, specifically when Total Divas came out. I have to address Total Divas now and its effect on the actual wrestling show and how inconsistent it is. The Bellas came back, they were heels. The music is still, you can look but you can't touch. Okay. Well, I guess you can touch if you're Daniel Bryan or John Cena. And they made fun of Natalya by quacking like ducks. Look back and watch that episode of Raw. They're like, quack, quack, Natalie. Quack, quack. What? Who saw? Well, if you're watching Total Divas, you'll totally get some of these references. No, you won't. Nikki got injured, man. That Ava Marie had to get involved in a match. She's still getting involved in matches, and still horrible. And that, and also Total Divas turned everyone who's on that show into a pseudo-face. If you're not on the show, you're a heel. So Caitlyn, who was the face, like the first half of the year, is now a heel because she's not on Total Divas? I don't know. They're also very inconsistent with Total Divas. When Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan had their feud, Brie Bella came out, and she was concerned for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan gets kidnapped by the Wyatts. There is no Brie Bella. Daniel Bryan is getting the crap beat out of him by the Wyatts, decides to join that family. There is no Brie Bella. You know, he wins the title. Great time for Brie Bella to come down. You know, if you're going to talk about them being engaged, use the two of them in a storyline to heighten emotional conflict. They don't. And now, at the end of the year, we're inundated with multiple diva matches. Ironically, the best Divas wrestling currently is NXT. If you haven't watched Paige wrestle in NXT, watch her. Watch her matches with Summer Rae. You'll be amazed at how well Summer Rae works in NXT as opposed to her current work in the main roster of the WWE. So, you know, AJ has done a really good job trying to keep the division entertaining, but with the battle lines so directly drawn, like, you on the TV show? No. Well, then you over here. But on the TV show, you pretty much have, like, Natalya. Yeah. Funko Daggers are pretty good. Uh-huh. The Bellas have gotten better. You got JoJo and Ava Marie, who probably should be great ballets. So that division, it needs some streamlining. It's amazing. I think there's like 15 or 16 divas. We never see Layla anymore, but, you know. They're like an 80-some person roster. 16 of them are divas. So that means we're roughly a little under a fourth of the roster is divas. So a fifth to fourth of the roster is divas. That's insane. That they get one match, but it's all of them that may or may not get tags. Hopefully, next year they'll be able to do the call-up of Paige. I think Paige and AJ would be a fantastic feud. Or Tamina will finally turn on AJ, and then those two will have a really solid feud. Or Michelle McCool might come back, or maybe Eve Torres comes back. Maybe they'll just start front-loading the Divas division for WrestleMania like they do the main roster.